Hello, Group Galaxy Entertainment here. I already uploaded a couple of these videos. I had no voice at the time. I'm still a bit sick, but my voice is back for now. I did lose it yesterday, but it came back this morning. So here goes nothing, and also I hate typing. Going through videotapes, I found this TV38 recording from 1995. Didn't think we had that channel in this area yet back then, unless it was satellite or somebody moved and brought it with them. Roughly around April 30th, 1995, the 20th anniversary of Vietnam. The sad news broadcast, they talk about all the stuff that happened in Vietnam and what people were called, and a couple other stories of some events involving car accidents, the Oklahoma bombing, and looking for people that are wanted. But I want to upload this as archival purpose and historical, and some of the commercials for the New York and Boston area are very interesting. You'll see in this clip. I'm also going to be uploading those separately in the future, but there are some funny things also in this news broadcast.
Think dirty.
Woof woof.
Think hairy. Because UPN's about to unleash another Action Tuesday. Look who's been hired to snoop out a real dog-eat-dog.
A guy got hung in his shower over this dog, and I want to know why.
Get ready for Richard Grieco, Pet Detective. To ace this case, it's an all-out chase, and somebody's gonna bite it big time on an all-new Marker.
Tuesday night at 9 on TV38.
You can't come in.
Hey! We all want the freedom to go anywhere we want, anytime we want. Fallon understands that, and how crucial that freedom is when it's about the well-being of you and your family. You want a health plan that gives you access to the doctors you already have. Your family doctor, your pediatrician, your OBGYN. You want access to the top specialists. You want access to the best hospitals. Today, that's exactly what Fallon gives you. One integrated healthcare system that is so personal, it touches the family doctor in the smallest Massachusetts town, yet so far-reaching, it includes some of the world's most renowned medical facilities, and so comprehensive, it extends from childbirth classes to home health care for seniors. It's going to change what you expect from health care, and it's here now at Fallon. Can I come in?
All right.
If you want a cereal that's more than just flakes, try the nutty taste of Clusters. Because Clusters starts with crispy flakes, then adds crunchy nut clusters made with almonds, pecans, walnuts, and just the right touch of honey for a sweet, nutty taste. So if you want a cereal with a nutty difference, get your hands on some Clusters. If you can.
Charles Bronson's out to avenge the brutal torture of patients by a sadistic doctor in The Evil That Men Do. After the news at 10:30 here on TV38. Now, stay tuned for WBZ News 4 on TV38, coming up next.
Hey, nice. Is that going to last all day?
No,
Is that?
of course not.
Does anything last all day?
Soft and dry.
Soft and Dry Solid. Powerful protection against odor and wetness in a time-release formula that lasts and lasts and lasts.
Okay, I get it. The only thing that works all day.
It's soft and dry.
The most important thing you put on.
Hey, I was reading it. Reading what? The ingredients. Okay, what are they? Crunchy little corn balls, no colors, no flavors, no junky stuff. You didn't read that. Yes, I did.
Kids read Kix as just plain good. Moms read Kix as low in sugar.
Okay, then what does this say? No preservatives.
Kix, kid tested, mother approved.
I've gone to my broker on 6 occasions and I like this stock. I have been advised not to buy all 6. And right now, on my portfolio, they're the only 6 losers I have. You go to a discount broker. How do you know that discount broker isn't saying, oh my God, I can't believe he bought that stock, and laugh at you as you're walking out the door? And it only costs a little bit more to get expert advice, expert help. I want to go to a broker that's caring.
Want hair this hot? Shine this intense? You need the Hotline. VO5 hair therapy shampoos and conditioners. A patented moisturizing system that's activated by the heat of your shower. Why heat? To penetrate deep, way beyond the surface of the hair. Why heat? To moisturize and condition deep within, where the problems begin. For hair that looks healthier, never looked hotter, get the Hotline. Alberto VO5 Hair Therapy.
You're watching WBZ News 4 on TV38. Coming up next on WBZ News 4.
Memories of battles and friends lost. A look back at the 20th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. A manhunt for the suspect in the hit-and-run death of a 4-year-old boy. Boston police hope a guilty conscience will make him surrender. And great news amid the sorrow in Oklahoma City. A 2-year-old who was once trapped in the rubble heads home.
Now, Casey Kaufman, Barry Burbank, Bob Newmeyer. Now, live, this is WBZ News 4.
Good evening. It's an anniversary that many Americans would rather forget, but they can't. The scars still hurt. 20 years ago, Saigon fell. The last Americans pulled out. America lost its first war. The communists are celebrating. There are parades in Ho Chi Minh City, the city hundreds of thousands of American servicemen and women once knew as Saigon. On a somber note, there are wreath-laying ceremonies at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, a tomb to communist troops. There are to be no honors at the unkept cemeteries for those who fought for the South. 20 years ago, the North Vietnamese army rolled into Saigon. The last Americans gathered at the American embassy. Vietnamese civilians fought to get inside and a ride out to freedom. But mostly it was just Americans who rode the helicopters out, leaving behind those we promised to liberate. In a sense, America also left behind its honor. A war fought in American living rooms, lost. Liz Walker looks back at this painful chapter in U.S. history through the eyes of 2 local veterans.
You lost any friends?
Quite a few. We lost one the other day. The whole thing stinks.
It was a war that went on too long, dividing the country, crushing a president, and leaving nearly 60,000 Americans dead.
I felt as though I had been used and I had been lied to.
Terry Wilson was a 19-year-old Marine when he went to Nam. He served from 1966 to 68. And Joyce Macello was a flight nurse from 1972 to 73, struggling to save the wounded.
You were so glad to at least be there and they weren't alone. Because there's an intimacy between someone who's dying. And it might have only been seconds, it might have been minutes. But you're there for them and you're holding their hand. And at that moment, your mother, sweetheart, you're everybody. And each one that you lost a piece of yourself.
Vietnam changed veterans like Terry Wilson. He says it was the fear, the relentless fear.
You have people shooting at you, and you see people dying, and you see people dying a lot.
But ironically, it was coming home that really hurt.
That's something that I will never forget because I didn't realize all of the people who were actually protesting the war, and to see all of those signs and to be called, baby killers or worse, it was very traumatic for me.
And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. The next stop is Vietnam.
I was proud of those boys, and to see the way our country treated them. I think there are some things I personally can't forgive this country. And one is the treatment of the combat veteran.
For a long time, Terry Wilson was nothing but bitter. But since then, he has spent many years working with other former soldiers. Today, he feels America has learned a lesson from Vietnam.
The backing of the nation now, I think, is required before we can get involved in any kind of conflict.
Joyce Macello still cares for veterans at the Bedford VA Hospital. She, too, thinks the nation is wiser since Vietnam.
Before we ever commit another boy, girl, man, woman, we better darn well know the cost. And then we better take care of them when they come home.
More than 58,000 Americans did not come home. Young lives left in the Southeast Asian jungles, rice fields, and waters. Their names inscribed on a black marble memorial in Washington. Thousands of people passed by the wall today, remembering the lives lost. The search continues in Boston tonight for the man who killed a boy in a hit and run near a Mission Hill playground. Little Dakin Fegan was just 4 years old. This is the suspects police are looking for. Investigators say Troy Adams hit Fegan on Thursday, got out to check on the child, and then sped away. And here is the car involved in the hit and run. Police are hoping the suspect's conscience catches up with him.
This is a very tragic accident. We have a 4-year-old whose life wasn't even beginning, is now over. Mr. Adams, we believe, may still be in the Boston area. We're hoping that, A, he may see something on TV, see it in the newspapers, and turn himself in to the Boston Police Department or to the homicide unit.
And here's the number. If you know anything about the suspect's whereabouts, please call if you have any information. The number again, 343-4470. The latest now on the Oklahoma City bombing. Another grueling day for rescue crews at the bomb site, but hopes of any more rescues appear unlikely, although people are still praying. The death toll has now reached 121 people, with more than 70 believed missing. There was a moment of silence early today when searchers found the body of a woman whose brother is an Oklahoma firefighter. Fears of building collapse are slowing the search effort.
Keep in mind that the structural engineers have gone in and tried their best to determine whether or not the building is, to make sure it's structurally sound. And we don't want to have any additional fatalities or injuries as a result of something falling in there.
The search for clues into the devastating bombing continues as investigators look for the second suspect, known only as John Doe number 2. Police have received thousands of tips, but still no arrest. FBI agents questioned a man matching John Doe's description in Southern California today, but investigators say it was not their man. Ironically, the man was traveling through Oklahoma on the day of the bombing. Investigators were also searching in Kingman, Arizona today. They are combing through motel rooms rented by suspect Timothy McVeigh and reopening the investigation of an explosion that took place at the home of a friend of McVeigh's last February. The FBI believes Kingman may have been McVeigh's headquarters. Federal agents are also piecing together parts of a Ryder truck used for the blast, hoping it will provide more clues. This side note to the Oklahoma bombing now. 2 leaders of the controversial right-wing Michigan militia have resigned. That militia is alleged to have ties with bombing suspect Timothy McVeigh. The 2 men, Norman Olson and Ray Southwell, say they stepped aside under pressure from other leaders after the pair blamed the Japanese government for the bombing. The Michigan militia was formed last year. Its members opposed gun control and accused the government of conspiring to destroy personal liberty. And this good news out of Oklahoma City tonight. A 2-year-old girl who was badly hurt in the explosion is back home. Little Rebecca Denny and her brother both made it out of the bombed-out federal building. Her brother Brandon remains hospitalized in serious but stable condition, but their father remains optimistic.
With all the people in America and around the world that have come to us with cards, letters, and especially with prayers, it's kept all of us together. It's been a real horrible experience, but we're going to take Rebecca home today, and then we're going to work with Brandon and hopefully get him home in the distant future.
And here is a number if you'd like to help the victims of the Oklahoma bombing. The Red Cross is accepting donations. The number 1-800-HELP-NOW. And this reminder, stay with WBZ for the latest on the Oklahoma bombing. We'll keep you informed on the search at the bomb site as well as the continuing investigation. Restricted access at the State House tonight in the wake of the Oklahoma City bombing. Officials have closed off an archway that connects the 2 wings of the State House. There was a street under the archway that was a public way, but state police have closed it off to all traffic, excluding authorized vehicles, citing safety concerns. It won't be until sometime late tomorrow before Boston City Hall employees will know if they can go back to work on Monday. City Hall remains shut down after yesterday's electrical explosion that sent smoke through the building and shock waves through employees. Utility crews are working through the weekend in the bowels of City Hall to get power back into the building. Temporary lines will have to be brought in until the damaged transformer can be replaced. Safety will be a top priority.
We're going to wait till the electricity is turned back on tomorrow to judge if the air quality of the building is safe to go into. As we look at it, the most important thing to us is that the building, when it is open, is safe for the people to work in there, and also for the people, safe for the general public to come into the buildings.
Anyone with questions about the fire can call the mayor's hotline. The number is 635-4500. By the way, Boston real estate taxes are due on Monday, and property owners should stay tuned to find out where to pay those taxes before the deadline. The wives of 2 American men held prisoner in Iraq are in Baghdad tonight, hoping to win the release of their husbands. Linda Barloon and Kathy Delaberti made the trip from Amman, Jordan today. Their husbands were sentenced to 8 years in prison for illegally crossing into Iraq in March. Iraqi officials are going to allow the women to visit the prison, holding William Barloon and David Delaberti, but there's been no hint so far that the trip will win the men's release. Meteorologist Barry Burbank is straight ahead, and he'll let us know if we can expect more sunshine tomorrow. Also ahead, remembering a family matriarch, generations of a Worcester family gather to honor a very special lady. And in sports, 3 opponents up, 3 opponents down. The Boston Red Sox continue their early season roll.
What on earth did they put in the herring over there? The limited edition T5R from Volvo.
I was 8 when my father first took me to the garden. It was to see the circus. 3 years later, my first Bruins game. I was here when Marciano fought. I was here for the Beatles, Celtics playoff games, Stanley Cup showdowns. I was here, right here.
The Boston Garden, a remembrance, a special commemorative section in this Sunday's Globe covering 66 years of garden history. Everything you saw and everything you missed.
You know, Barry, these Antonio Moretti leather sofas are just so comfortable.
You're right, Elliot. It is comfortable, and it is durable, but don't you think we're taking this just a little too far?
Free gasoline? You say it doesn't grow on trees. Well, it does. If you use the Shell MasterCard from Chemical Bank, and you earn more and more free Shell gasoline the more you use the Shell MasterCard from Chemical Bank. Over $40 million of free gasoline have already been given away. The Shell MasterCard from Chemical Bank. Look for an offer in the mail or pick up an application at a Shell station near you.
Casey Kaufman, WBZ News 4 on TV38 continues.
A preliminary report out tonight on the cause of a deadly collision in Douglas. That crash involved the state police cruiser and a car carrying 2 teenage girls who died. Investigators now say it appears the girls' car swerved into the trooper's lane. The crash happened early yesterday. 16-year-old Holly O'Connell, who was 8 months pregnant, and her 14-year-old sister Kimberly were killed in the accident. A seatbelt and an airbag apparently saved Trooper Jerry Mollett. Investigators say it could take several weeks before a final report is completed. A wake for the 2 girls will be held tomorrow at St. Denis Church in Douglas from 5 to 9 p.m. That wake is being held at the church to accommodate the large crowds that are expected. Funeral services will be held at the church on Monday at 10 a.m. Well, here's a great story. Almost 40 years ago, Worcester officials promised to honor one of their more distinguished residents, but it never happened, until today, that is. As WBZ's Bill Shields explains, you may not have heard the name Arizanne Ward, but she certainly left a legacy.
Today we honor a very special lady. We honor a family. Beyond that, from my perspective, we also honor a community.
In the audience, the granddaughters and great-granddaughters and great-great-grandsons of Iris Ann Ward. And that is her legacy, family.
From Worcester, Massachusetts, Mrs. Iris Ann Ward.
She appeared on This Is Your Life not because she was a celebrity, but quite the opposite. Born into slavery in 1862, Iris Ann Ward made her way through life with honor and dignity, and along the way, she raised 18 children.
Through your own goodness and kindness, you have helped make America great.
Shortly after Mrs. Ward appeared on that TV show, Worcester City officials decided they should honor her. That was 37 years ago. Only now did they get around to doing it, and largely because of the effort of one of her great-grandsons.
And I truly believe that it is with this dedication that the...
Make that her great-great-grandson. In 1957, Gary Parker sat by her side during that moment of national celebrity. And this playground would be her lifelong legacy.
I think I am fulfilled, and I think the family is very fulfilled, and I think the city administration is fulfilled.
And she was also a lady. I can't say too much for my grandmother.
To a woman who rose from slavery, there was no greater honor than to be called a lady. In Worcester, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News 4.
Ms. Ward was 95 years old when she appeared on This Is Your Life. And still ahead on News 4, a boat race unlike you've ever seen. Competitors pushing for the finish in a cardboard regatta.
Hi, I'm Barry Burbank. Well, most of the country covered with clouds again today. And we'll have a few around here tomorrow, but I don't think there'll be much in the way of rain. We'll have the complete forecast for you right after the break.
If you're trying to choose between Seville SLS, the Lexus LS400, and the Mercedes-Benz E420, consider what Motor Trend had to say about Seville. The 275 horsepower Seville SLS with the North Star system. Thanks, Motor Trend. See the Cadillac Super Network dealers of New England.
They nest unseen inside your wall. The damage could cost thousands. But carpenter ants can be stopped by the Exterminator, the Orkin Man. The Exterminator wipes out carpenter ants with the awesome power of his advanced pest control technology. He destroys carpenter ants and their nests and makes sure they never return. Guaranteed. Call the Exterminator at 1-800-800-ORKIN. One call destroys them all.
What are you afraid of? You've played to tougher audiences than this. 300 second graders? Ha! No problem. Cold feeder for hand puppets. Remember, you're a pro, Jimmy. Remember, you're a pro. 5 seconds, Jimmy.
I can't do it, no!
NYNEX. More information, more solutions, more stuff.
Attention! Ford just announced $1,500 cash back on America's best-selling car, Ford Taurus. The best reason to buy America's bestseller just got better. $1,500 cash back could mean no money down. Choose from a huge selection of Taurus wagons and sedans. They come loaded with features like dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, air, and much, much more. There may never be a better time to buy a brand new Ford Taurus. So hurry to your New England Ford dealer today because $1,500 cash back ends soon.
You're watching WBZ News 4 on TV38. Barry Burbank and New England weather. WBZ News 4 continues.
Welcome back, everybody. We had that cool sea breeze today, and we will have that again for the next several days. Not terribly strong, but nonetheless penetrating enough, especially along the coast, to introduce the cool air from the relatively chilly Atlantic waters, modifying the air mass. So that's what we'll be having. Doesn't look like we'll have much in the way of storminess over the next few days. It looks like the next storm would be going out to sea south of us on Monday and Tuesday. So let's check it out in New England right now. And in Boston, as of 10 p.m., lots of cloudiness, 45 degrees. The pressure is rising a little bit, dew point 40, wind out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. And checking out other locales, 10 p.m., we're looking at mostly 40s here in eastern sections, still some 50s out west, where they had some readings into the 60s for today, but it only got up to 51 in Boston. Here are the clouds, and some severe weather breaking out in the Plain States. It looks like some more strong thunderstorms here in portions of southern Oklahoma and northern Texas right now. Again, this action is moving almost due east without very little drift to the north, so therefore it looks like this strip of rainfall will scoot right over to the mid-Atlantic states, possibly up to New York City and maybe the New England South Coast, but right now it looks like it's going to be a miss, although we'll see cloudiness from the northern fringe of this system. Let's analyze the map, see a wavy weather front across the south that divides the cool air to the north to the really warm, even hot air across Texas. Some readings in the mid-90s in central Texas today, mid-80s around Orlando, Florida, to the 70s in the nation's capital, to only 50 in Chicago and only 51 in Boston, and 90 out in Phoenix. Let's check out the rainfall right now. We have some showers, mostly light sprinkles left over. Here's the rain from the next feature going out to sea south of us. So varying amounts of cloudiness, a few spotty showers tonight, a light variable wind, and temperatures will be falling down to the low and middle 40s, really not changing too much, at least here in Boston, from what they are right now, dropping a little bit more in Worcester County. For tomorrow, we'll have some sunshine, but it will not be cloud-free. Lots of cloudiness, especially in the mountains, and we'll have a wind which will be off the water. That means it's going to be cool. In fact, that'll be the regime for the next several days. Each and every day it'll be 48 to 53 close to the coast. As you get farther and farther inland, it'll get warmer and warmer into the 60s, but it looks like not much rain coming up. Basically dry weather for several days. We'll have varying amounts of cloudiness on Monday and sunnier weather to follow. So, all in all, should be a satisfactory Sunday, I think.
I'll take it. You know, It was a perfect day for a boat race in Illinois, Barry, even if the boats weren't exactly perfect. This is the 22nd annual Cardboard Regatta at Southern Illinois University, and it appears only a few of the students who took part in the race studied the fine points of cardboard engineering. Look at that boat. Did you see that, Numi? As you can see, the regatta turned into a 3-hour tour for some racers, and although the weather wasn't rough, their tiny ships were lost. 3-hour, did you get it? 3-hour cruise.
Yeah, with Ginger and Gilligan and the
Marianne.
Professor and Marianne, sure.
And
I remember it well.
Oh, yes, indeed. The Red Sox in first place, but what else do you have to tell us tonight?
Well, the lights went out in Tacoma, Washington, and the Sonics in the NBA playoffs, their power went south as well. All the sports coming up.
Chrysler Concorde is the new winner for retaining its value better than any car in its class. If you want to see what's new, at Chrysler Plymouth, New England, we'll show you what's new.
It's invisible.
There is an alien presence here. It could be in any one of us.
It's invulnerable.
Medical emergency, deck 7, section 13 alpha.
It's invading.
The alien can jump from person to person.
A hidden terror has taken possession of the crew.
Stunner, she's the alien.
What happens next is incredible on an all-new episode of Star Trek Voyager.
Saturday, May 6th at 8 p.m. on TV38.
I was just chosen for 3 new friends and family calling circles. I got so angry, I baked everybody who chose me an apple pie. Who chose me? My son and my 2 little girls here. Now, besides all the MCI savings every day, on Mother's Day, all our calls to everyone in our calling circles are free, all day long. So to AT&T, who's so worked up about circles, I say, get with it.
National Car Rental gives you what other car rental companies don't, a choice.
Midsize row.
Choose your car right on the lot from the car class you've reserved. Check out the make, the model, the color. It's that easy. Because at National, we not only keep you moving, we keep you moving in the car you choose.
I took the red one.
It's you.
Ain't nothing gonna break on my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no.
You're watching WBZ News 4 on TV38. Bob Newmeyer and New England Sports. WBZ News 4 continues.
Well, pinch yourself, folks. Through the first 3 games, the Red Sox have outscored their opponents 27-4. Can you imagine, including 2 shutouts and a surprising source of offense? Mr. Lee Tinsley is on fire. He was 3 for 4 today with 4 RBIs, and the Red Sox walloped the White Sox 8-zip at Fenway. Eric Hansen making his Red Sox debut. Just Ducky. Ray Durham, Chris Sabo, Dave Martinez all find some bench. 7 Ks for Hansen. White Sox defense dreadful again today as it was last night. Here's Mr. Tinsley with one of his 3 safeties. Bottom of the 2nd, inside, outs this ball to right field. Bill Hasselman scores. It's 3-0. Bottom of the 5th, John Valentin goes inside out, and that brings in Tinsley. 4-0 Red Sox. Pick it up in the 8th. Tinsley, Rip City, center field. Hasselman scores. Naring scores. 7-zip Sox. Hey, how about the gun Mark Whitten has in right field? You want to check it out? Line drive. Sabo caught off base. Double play. See you later. Sox are 8-0. I should say they win 8-0 and are off to a 3-0 start. How sweet it is at Fenway.
Yeah, I mean, we're putting up about 8 or 9 runs a game, and you know, Mo's not really hot right now at this time, and it's just going to be an exciting year, you know, just to see what's going to happen.
This is a hungry club with quality guys that have gone through 3. The guys that have been here have gone through 3 losing seasons in a row. They're tired of hearing about the Yankees, and we're going to do something about that.
They'll have a chance next week when they visit Fun City. Hey, how about a little defense? Roberto Alomar. Look at that little play with a scoop-a-rama to John Olerud. This is very inventive with the scoop. Gets the job done. Robbie Alomar. To Milwaukee, the A's and Brew Crew. Check out center fielder Darrell Hamilton, who's going to range over the wall over the AM 620 sign to make a great catch. Darrell Hamilton. All right, here are your ball scores. Sox on a complete roll. The Blue Jays not doing badly themselves. Yankees win big, so do the A's. Texas leading Cleveland, and Baltimore beat up Minnesota. National League, Mets win. They charged $1 a seat at Shea Stadium. Today, 11 innings. Cubs beat the Expos. They're undefeated. Giants stingy today to beat Florida. Pittsburgh over Philly. And Colorado leading the Stros. They're playing in the 7th inning. Well, I suppose you could look at it this way. The Celtics cannot do any worse than last night's complete and utter debacle in Orlando. The worst loss in franchise history, regular season or playoffs. They can only improve. Orlando showed why they're one of the best teams in the basketball last night, outplaying the Celtics in every aspect of the game. But Boston says tomorrow's another day. Forget, erase Game 1.
Not time to get down on yourselves right now. Feel sorry for yourselves. Okay, we got our butt kicked. Okay, so what? Now let's come out next game.
And actually, Wilkins is not totally off base because in the other series, teams that got waxed in the first game came back and won today. I speak of these Cleveland Cavaliers against the Knicks. They got clobbered in Game 1. They came back thanks to Bobby Phills here in a slam jam and a Chris Mills 3 to beat the Knicks 90-84. They're square at 1. 1 and 1 equals 2. Hey, the lights went out on that tape, and the lights went out in Tacoma this afternoon. Game 2 between the Lakers and Sonics held up for over 20 minutes because of a power failure. When the lights came on, Cedric Ceballos for the 3. Yeah, that's 3. Mitch Kupchak, magic in the bat. He likes what he sees. Seattle last chance. Lakers win 84-82. So they win. So both series are tied at 1 game apiece. And that's a little optimistic if you're a Celtics fan, because both the Sonics and the Knicks won big in their first game and lost. Tonight, Indiana, by the way, is leading Atlanta by a score of, I should say they have won that game 109-97. That is a final. They lead that series 2-0. Bruins and Penguins tomorrow afternoon at the Garden. The Bruins have had no luck with Pittsburgh. This is their 13th try at beating this club. We'll see how they fare tomorrow afternoon. The Bruins still have yet to clinch home ice in the playoffs. All right, some key scores tonight. Detroit, best overall record in the league. Buffalo, Montreal, the Canadiens need that one desperately. It's in the 3rd. Ottawa leading the Islanders. Quebec has won. This game is a final in overtime. Las Vegas, Nevada, the Seniors Classic. Tom Wargo, the dream of all golfers. You know it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. If we're showing it to you, it's rolling, it's rolling. Hello, goodbye. Tom Wargo with a hole-in-one at the Las Vegas Seniors.
What did you call that, every golfer's dream?
Absolutely.
And
I've never come remotely close myself, but someday, who knows?
I know you will. Someday you will, Numi.
Maybe.
Thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you here tomorrow night. Have a great Sunday, everyone.
New England. It's America's hometown. The home of Yankee pride,
old world charm, and American tradition. WBZ News 4 is celebrating New England. During the month, Jack Williams and Liz Walker will broadcast live from hometowns across New England. Tune in Monday at 6 to WBZ News 4 and celebrate New England.
Welcome to Cinema 38. Charles Bronson's out to avenge the brutal torture of patients by a sadistic doctor in The Evil That Men Do. Coming up next.
I like how that ending sound effect matched up. Well, thanks for watching. More videos like this coming soon. I probably have at least 10 or 15 news recordings. Still going through tapes, but yeah, I just uploaded these 4. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.